Noah's Ark went 40 days and 40 nights and probably had a better finish than Kamala Harris yesterday. It was unbelievable how CNN, once again, soft pitched another Democrat. And while today liberal media is applauding the efforts by Kamala Harris and Tim Walz yesterday, that it was a wonderful interview and it just showed what Kamala Harris is really all about. Of course, those on the right are saying, yes, it's exactly what we said. This is the true Kamala Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rent Network. I am David Solomon. He is Stuart Brisgell, a podcast hosted by us. We bring you unfiltered, unedited, and uncensored conversations. We go through a wide range of topics. Although for the next probably 70 days, it's going to be very American election focused because that is going to rock and roll the world. And this is what we talk about. This is the latest news, pop culture, and so much more, where you get to share your thoughts, opinions, and express your feelings and just hear from a different variety of angles and perspectives about what's happening. And sometimes we will get into the places that in social circles you're afraid to go to. So sit back and relax as today we talk about this craziness known as Kamala-itis. Folks, I got to tell you, I will admit, I didn't watch the whole thing last night. I didn't watch any of it last night. I had no interest in watching it last night. Really. Because I don't need to see a show. If I wanted to see a show, I would watch something from Hollywood or Bollywood or from somewhere else. Because scripted stuff like that is unbelievable. Kamala Harris knew what the questions were going to be. She was prepped. Dana Bash from CNN was purposefully picked because she was a woman interviewing a woman. It's CNN. It's Georgia, a swing state. It was written in Hollywood. But Stuart, since I didn't get to see it, and you did, take off, buddy. How was that?
Okay. Let's just first start with, it's the only interview that Kamala Harris has done. It was taped like an ABC News special on CNN. When you look for credibility in a news network, you assume you have reporters with integrity and a network beyond approach. However, true to form, for all you people that like watching CNN, you shouldn't have been shocked. Edited, pre-written questions, as Kamala Harris puts it, a new way forward. I think someone should let her know that she is the way that's current. And if she's looking for a new way forward, she can affect change in the next 60 days, the next 6 months. She's still vice president of the United States. For Joe Biden absentee, where she has no regret lying to the American people and the world that Joe's got it, Joe's good. It's almost as if we are watching, as I said in the last episode, a real life version of the Manchurian Candidate. Because literally, that's all these people are. There's no moral fortitude. There's nothing, which is amazing. I just don't get it. She talks about her time on the trail of working at McDonald's. She brought it up in the interview. She was asked a question. She was a fry girl. Okay. Any corporation in the world would be proud to have a political leader as a fry girl. This Indian immigrant child who went to Berkeley claims she worked at McDonald's. Now, McDonald's, of all the companies in the United States, not unlike UPS, have an archival person that works there that records every individual that ever worked for the company ever in the United States. The company has not responded to any requests. And again, if you worked at McDonald's in 1983, as it says on your resume, you lied on your bar application to be a lawyer. Wow. Shocker. Another liar in politics. But it's not just about McDonald's. It's about the tonality that she took. She wants an economy that has $6,000 free money for everyone that has a newborn. She wants free money for anyone who wants to buy a new house. She wants the American dream to be available for all. Okay. If you dissect what this woman said in 60 seconds, you should be very, very scared. You know, they try the scare tactic with Donald Trump, saying he's a Nazi, he's a totalitarian, he's a dictator. Frankly, I'm not trying to take one out of the Democrat playbook because I saw and heard. And if you understand the English language, she is talking about pure communism, where everything is reachable for everyone that wants to be here. She's going to force builders to build millions of new homes. Wow, that sounds like communist China, right? She was the VP. She also railed about only 3% inflation. Now, I don't know how smart any of you guys are, but I think we know what 3 pennies on a dollar is. So if you look at a bag of potato chips, let's go to eggs that were $2.99 in the United States that are now $6.99. Does that sound like $3.09? That's what 3% is. The woman is a word salad. And again, I didn't invent that word. I heard it and I'm like, damn, that really describes someone who speaks nonsensical. She talks about 800,000 new jobs. She took the jobs away by locking all of you up, just like Tampon Tim did in his lustrous state, and prevented you from working. So she took away. She would not walk back Bidenomics. She wouldn't. She refused. She refused to answer the questions on how all of a sudden are you black from India? I'm not answering that question. She's embarrassed of the fact that her parents are Indian and she's not black. She's actually Indian. I don't get it. She claims about the Green New Deal is awesome. She talks about she never wanted to ban fracking. Lie. She is flip-flopping on immigration. This woman claims that she prosecuted more criminals and criminal gangs that had to do with illegal immigrants. The woman has opened borders. She talks about 1,500 new agents on the border. A bill that was given to the Republicans and Donald Trump killed it. Okay, let's first understand. 1,500 more invertebrates on the border isn't going to do shit because they have hands off. Okay? She flip-flops constantly and claims that she was a 2-time district attorney and that she put all the bad guys away. I'm sorry. She put more people on the street than she ever put away. She tries to encourage people that there is a real, present, imminent danger of climate crisis. She is not walking back her Green New Deal. Her values have not changed. If you saw that the woman got 0 votes as a candidate, way back when she ran up against Joe Biden, you would be amazed. The consensus to solve and invite Republicans to her cabinet, she'll consider it. Listen, everybody, we cannot be played any longer. I don't know why in the world this woman garners any respect from any American that can cast a vote or any immigrant that's planning to cast a vote. In fact, all those immigrants that are going to try and cast a vote, you have better luck with the American dream fighting and clawing your way to freedom than you will end up in the same predicament that you were in the country in which you came. You need to dig deep. You need to look in the mirror. When someone says free, someone's got to pay. And when someone's offering all the candy in the world, you got to be concerned. When the government says we're here to help, let's understand That's not a good thing. That's what Khrushchev, that's what Stalin, that's what Genghis Khan said. We're here to help. I am terrified of this woman, more so today than I was before I watched her interview, recorded drama. Dramarama, David. Dramarama. David, I know you've only heard my word salad.
Well, hold on. I got some stuff here, and I got to tell you, this is, to me, sums up Kamala Harris. There's no conviction. There's power. There's a megalomaniac style of approach here that I want to be the leader of the so-called free world, although I don't know how free she's going to make it. And it started out with the day one question, and I'm quoting Dana Bash asked the question, what would you do on day one? The voters are really eager to hear what your plans are. If you are elected, what would you do on day one in the White House? And this was her answer. Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class. When I look at the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward in a way that generations of Americans have been fueled by hope and by optimism. Now, I'm reading that there are no policies there. Okay? Then she goes, I think sadly in the last decade, listen to this, we've had in the former president someone who has really been pushing an agenda, an environment that is about diminishing the character and the strength of who we are as Americans, really dividing our nation. And I think our people are ready to turn the page on that. Kamala, the last decade, in the last 4 years practically, it was your partner Joe Biden in power. So what you're saying here is the former president, she's trying to go after Trump. And CNN and Dana Bash, I really do appreciate it. So she asked, so what would you do on day one? Because she didn't even answer the question. She didn't answer what the policies were, what the plans were going to be. It's about implementing my plan, opportunity economy. She goes, I already laid out a number of proposals in that regard. You've laid out nothing. All you do is talk about tax hikes, price controls. What are you doing for the middle class? Which is, by the way, Stuart, you've seen this numerous times. Every election, we talk about the middle class, the poor middle class, the beat up middle class. If Kamala Harris is truly caring about it, show us a goddamn policy. Show us something. Did you hear yesterday Donald Trump talk about IVF? He went out yesterday and talked about paying for women for IVF and helping with that's a policy. But of course, the left is going to call it bullshit, and the left is going to call it a pipe dream, and that he's anti-woman, and he's anti-this, only to discredit a man who keeps providing policies where a candidate over here needs a caregiver, an emotional support vice president in Tim Walz, has to be sitting in this interview. Did you ever see a presidential interview? Okay, where you need to have Tim Walz there? The people want to hear Kamala Harris. And all she did yesterday was do what she usually does. She tells, and you said it right, Stuart. She told the country, I don't flip-flop, but she did. She did. Okay? All right? How in God's name does that make any sense? Okay? What is this? I cannot believe, for the love of God, that people are not screaming this morning that she is a liar. Stuart, she lied. In 2019, there's video after video of her policies when she ran for the 2020 election. And now she says she hasn't changed her mind? But yet she's flip-flop. You brought up fracking, the border, crime, and on and on and on and on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, this interview probably did not move the electoral votes. It probably did not move a lot of people in this one. But Stuart brought up really fantastic points here. Think about your candidate. Stop looking at the party. Stop listening to the hype. Do you want someone who has policies, and you may not agree with all of them, but someone who comes up with policies that make sense? Or do you want someone who tells you one thing and is going to walk into the White House and do another? Because what we saw in 2017, Stuart, when Trump came into office, he enacted many of the things he promised. Nobody does everything. He promised the majority of the things. He got it done. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, when they walked in 2021, have yet to do it. And to tell me that the Inflation Reduction Act, which was another twist to the name, right? There is no inflation, but we're calling it the Inflation Reduction Act. Does anybody pay attention here? Words matter, Stuart. I'm a huge fan of the term words matter. And here
I know you rip me apart all the time for misspeaking some stupid history thing, which was an accident, and you kill me. David, the world needs to wake up.
So all this to say is, my friend, here's the thing. I think at this point, we are in trouble because the left, and I know quite a few people, Stuart, and unfortunately I'm going to meet a few of them this weekend, they have the rose-colored glasses on. It's the Dems or bust. Like, don't give me anybody else. And it doesn't matter that the candidate that's there is highly dangerous. Highly dangerous. And yesterday was proof positive that she cannot be the next president. Stuart, I know we both rambled on a long time, but do you have any last words to share with everybody about how you really feel about Kamala Harris?
I hope McDonald's considers suing her for misrepresenting her employment.
No, there'll be lawsuits, no lawsuits.
and I hope that the Bar Association reviews her application, because perjury under the law is still perjury, whether it's making fries or selling lemons and lemonade.
You know what I got to tell you? I'm proud of my time that I worked at Florsheim Shoes. They could check up, but I would never tell it. I like to say that I worked at McDonald's. Like, for God's sakes,
David,
how dumb can people really be? On that note,
David, no, I'm going to add one here. When I was swimming and I was sponsored in part by Wendy's, I actually worked at a Wendy's located at Sources Boulevard.
And how about that? It's still there. On that note, folks, and they could probably check your records. On that note, folks, that's it for this week and this episode. We thank you for listening in to the Rant Neck. We hope you've enjoyed our conversation. We will have a version on Monday. Yes, we will. Labor Day Monday. Catch it live. Catch it recorded. Catch it in the car. Catch it when you walk with the dog, the cat, whatever you walk with, your children. If you and your spouse, you and your partner want to have a little bit of a debate, this is the way to go, folks. So, listen, we appreciate it. We'll be back here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern. We're all over social. We got therantnetwork.com. As you can see, the website at the bottom. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. You'll get the notifications for the new videos. And we